The Wally Show podcast is our daily radio show heard live through the WayFM app each morning and hosted by Wally, Gavin, and me, Betty Rock. For more fun, be sure to connect with us at wayfm.com/Wally.
The Wally Show podcast is brought to you by Colorado Christian University Online, where you can earn a degree online just like Betty Rock. You can learn more at ccu.edu/Wally. Things you didn't know you needed to know today. It's News-ish with Betty.
While we may not politically agree with Disney's stand on things, you have to admit their customer service is top-notch. Recently, a 5-year-old little girl named Leilani, she's from England, and she was visiting Disney World with her family, and she took along with her favorite stuffed animal. But unfortunately, at some point in the crowd, Leilani lost her best stuffed friend.
No, that's never good. As a parent, that you just freak out. You're like, what am I going to do?
You've got a lot of sleepless nights ahead of you.
Because you know you could replace it with another stuffed animal that looks like it, but they know. They just know.
It's not the same. Well, when this kind of thing happens, which I'm sure it happens all the time, Disney will ask you to fill out a lost property claim online or in person, describing in great detail the item that was lost. And if found, they'll mail it back to you. I actually had to do this myself when I lost a Mule Day hat on a roller coaster.
That should have stayed lost, let's be honest.
And when I had to do the great detail part, I'm like, it's got a mule on it. It's orange.
You didn't even have to put where you were from because you were in California at Disneyland. They knew you weren't from there. They would have just defaulted to Nashville. I'm sure of it.
It's so true. But they actually got it back to me, which was pretty awesome. And that's exactly what Leilani's parents did. They filled out this in great detail, this lost property claim. And unfortunately, they had to travel the 4,200 miles back home without the stuffed animal. Yeah. But the good news is just 2 weeks later, Disney sent an email to Leilani's family stating that her best friend had been found.
Nice.
And that he would be delivered through the mail a few days later. Leilani was so grateful for having her best friend back that she wrote a handwritten letter to Mickey Mouse, telling him thank you.
I love that. Yeah, they do a great job with customer service. I like being able to surprise and delight people with things. Like if I was doing it, I would have put it in a box. I would have cut holes in it, and like put the animal's name on it and really done it up.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't take much to go that extra mile for kids, and that is really cool.
So sweet. I'm just glad they're reunited.
My daughter used to work at Disney, and we had friends of ours that were staying at their resort, and our friend's daughter lost their credit card.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Ouch.
my daughter, actually, someone found it, turned it in, and my daughter had to fill out all this paperwork to be able to bring it home to them when she came home to visit.
Well, and that's the thing, too. Like, at Disney, people are so good about thinking of others.
Yes.
Like, when they say, this is the happiest place in the world, if you'd lost that credit card somewhere else, or that stuffed animal somewhere else, or my Mule Day hat somewhere
different
else,
ball game.
Someone would have taken it, or it would have ended up in the trash, but not at Disney.
If we could all just live there, it would be so great. I am stealing a bit right now, and I apologize. Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show. Betty Rock has a segment on the show that she does called Here's How Betty Hears the Show.
And it's great.
And she takes things that I have said, and it's all recorded, and she chops it all up, and then just does a hatchet job, and takes me out of context, and makes me sound less intelligent than I know that I am.
Okay.
Really does a great job. She has to work hard to make that happen.
No, I don't.
Apparently. So I have one today, and it's Here's How Wally Hears the Show.
Oh, okay.
This was some audio that was sent to me, and let's see if anyone else can pick up on it themselves. So here we go. This is Betty Rock doing a voiceover.
Let's say you had tickets for a flight to Italy for the vacation of your dreams. Chances are you would put time and energy into preparing, and you might even learn a little bit of the language, like bonjour. I think I'm saying that right.
Okay. Anyone else pick up on it? Because Betty certainly hasn't.
What? It was like for a promo. Like it was.
What's wrong? Wait, what?
Bonjour.
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 What about it?
Oh.
You didn't. It's not that you said it wrong. You said bonjour, which is Southern for bonjour, but it's the wrong language.
That's French.
That's French. Buongiorno. They're close, but buongiorno is Italian.
My bad.
So I can't. I just want to
Wait a
know
minute.
the amount of people that look at their radios when
Did
they
you
hear
steal it?
that.
Where did you get
Yeah,
that?
I want to know who your people are because I have a bone to pick.
I have a source, but I cannot
I
tell you
wanna
the
know
source.
who they are. Name
I cannot
names.
name names.
terrible.
I am sworn to
Put a
secrecy.
name on it.
I cannot. Sorry, but that's how Wally hears the
I
show.
trust no one.
Gavin came in today and said, I got a word. I got a word, not from the Lord, but I got a word for the weekend. And so we are going to do one word weekend. Hey, it's the Wally Show on Uplifting Way FM. The way it works is Gavin will give us a word, and then we'll try to guess what happened from just one word. So Gavin, go.
All right. It's panic.
Panic. Okay.
Well,
This could be so many things
I
because
know.
you're afraid of
that's-
everything.
That's just a regular Monday, Tuesday,
Amen.
Wednesday, Thursday,
right now.
Friday. Panic.
I think that the panic set in on having a kid, actually. Like, until now, it's just been all like, oh, we're having a kid. But now he's just a few weeks out, and you're having a kid.
The reality is setting in.
Yeah, I think you panicked when...
No.
No, you think he's
No.
stronger than that? Really?
No.
okay,
If
good.
anything, I think he's weaker than that. I think what happened.
So mean.
I think what happened was his wife, who ultimately is. I mean, she's
the man of the house.
Yeah,
Sure.
she's taking charge of things.
I get that.
I think she gave you that look.
Oh.
And when she gives you that look, you panic because you know you said or did something wrong. And you're trying to learn how you can be a better husband before this baby comes.
When you panicked, was there a loud shriek, like high, like girl shriek? Okay, it's got to be bug related then. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It is a bug related panic.
Is
Go.
It's not bug related panic.
Okay.
It's the fact that at 10:30 on Saturday night, I let out Jasper, the best dog in the world, into the yard. Saw him in one space, and then saw something else, black
No.
and white, walking across
A
the
skunk.
yard.
Oh, wow.
To which he went to investigate.
No.
Got sprayed.
No!
And then got past me and went into my house. I am literally screaming my head off, panicking. And I will be honest, that happened on Saturday night. My house still has a smell to it.
That's
Jasper's
funny.
still got a smell to it, despite
You gotta-
de-skunking shampoo.
Oh,
We're not going to do the tomato
geez.
thing.
Tomato base.
I'm not going to do that.
That's what they say is
They
use
say you
tomato.
should, but
Oh, that's horrible.
it is quite literally.
Oh, Gavin,
it's one
my
of those
thoughts
like
and prayers.
You go down the highway and you smell it. You're like, oh, that's terrible.
But it goes away.
It's like chemical warfare in my home.
Oh,
Right?
that is
And
rough.
I am like we did not sleep on Saturday night.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
what you get an Airbnb.
You might need to consider I mean, I love dogs,
I-
but ooh,
It
Yeah.
wasn't.
he is
like,
a lot
if-
of trouble.
Like if Ellie had been out there, the skunk still would have got her.
Right.
Because she still would have gone and looked
Right.
at it too.
So not his fault.
It's
I mean,
not
that's what dogs
quite
do.
his fault, but like.
I'm mad
I
at you,
am-
honestly. You let the dog past you.
Dude, no, I
Should've
should
shut the
have
door.
tackled him.
Yeah,
I
you
should have
should've.
shut the door.
Yeah.
Like I objectively made the idiotic
Yeah,
decision.
if
to
I'm
let
your
him-
wife, I'm mad at you.
Yeah.
All right, so that's how we do it.
Wow.
You give us one word
Oof.
about something that happened over the weekend, and we'll try to guess what went down. 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. Crystal, what do you got?
Cool.
Cool. How old are you, by the way, Crystal?
I'm in my 40s.
In your 40s. Okay. The reason I ask is because I think Crystal, over the weekend in her 40s as a mom, became the cool mom.
hey, congratulations,
Yeah, she did
Crystal.
something cool that was like, oh my gosh, my daughter's not embarrassed of me. This is fantastic. I am now officially cool mom.
I wish.
I think that you, Crystal, have all your life wanted to be a hip hop star.
Who hasn't?
And you decided you were going to go by the name of Cool Crystal.
Love it.
Because doesn't that
Oh,
sound cool?
no, but I might do that anyway.
You should. That should be your alter ego, like Sasha Fierce for Beyonce. And why I know that? All right. Well, so I guess we're wrong, Crystal. What was it?
Well, about 3 weeks ago, my son totaled my car 3 days before I got his car,
Uh-oh.
and I bought him a horrible car with, no AC or anything. So I'm stuck with the car with no AC, with an hour commute in Texas. And as I said, I'm in my 40s, and so them hot flashes are going to kill me. And this weekend, I got my AC fixed.
You got your AC fixed. Oh, Gavin knows that firsthand. He just got his fixed, too. It's worth any amount of money they charge you,
Absolutely.
especially if you live in the South.
Oh, no, my neighbor taught my son how to do it. He didn't realize he was going to fix it himself until yesterday.
Even better. That's awesome. So it didn't cost you any money, and now you've got AC. That is a great one-word weekend, Crystal.
I think so, too.
Monday School is a chance for Wally to share what he learned at church and prove that he went.
If you love a good crime podcast like Betty Rock does, instantly got her attention, or
please.
2020, you'll like this message, because how many times in those cases does the criminal think they've committed the perfect crime and gotten away with it all the time, right?
Yep, all the time.
Well, David from the Bible was that guy. His story of immorality and murder starts with just a thought, though. That's the craziest part about this story, how it developed. See, David saw Bathsheba, a woman that was not his wife, bathing, and he wanted her for his own. So the sight of her was the temptation. The sin was when he gave that thought space in his brain, which then it became action in his life. And so I'll bullet point it for you, because we've been going through the life of David in our study. But it starts with an affair. Then he gets her pregnant. Then he tries desperately to cover it up. And when that fails, he sends Bathsheba's husband into a battle, tells the commander to pull back so that Bathsheba's husband will be killed in action. And that's exactly what happened.
Oof.
That is a long way from just a sight and a thought, right?
And it just goes to prove how important it is to guard our minds.
Absolutely. So, like anyone in this situation, David did what most people would do, and that was try to conceal his sin. But the point our pastor was making was that sin always traps, it deceives, and then it destroys. And you see that pattern in this story. But the Bible says, be sure your sins will find you out. And that was the case with David. There's also a story in the Bible about the same thing in temptation years earlier with Joseph, whose boss's wife does everything wrong. He does everything right, hits on him, and he flees. He leaves. I mean, he gets out of there. And his story has some rabbit trails before he's made whole, and he ends up, going to prison for something he didn't do, even though he did the right thing, which is crazy. But later, God restores him. So to avoid all of this heartbreak, and not only for us, but the people around us, because sin is a team sport, we need to flee. Sin very rarely just affects the one person that commits it. And so we need not to give that sin a place in our lives. The Bible says that you're not going to be tempted beyond what you can stand, but with that temptation, God will also provide a way out. But that's where it's tricky, because it's up to us to take that way out. And there might be tons of times where you're tempted and you go, oh, well, God didn't give me a way out. Promise you there was a way out. It might not be someone like pulling up to your house and going, hey, I'm taking you out of this house and we're driving away.
Right.
But there's always a choice, and a lot of times we choose the wrong choice. So if you want to overcome that sin that holds you, that sin that you might be afraid comes to life, strip it from your life and substitute it with time with God, because what you feed grows and what you starve dies. And that's really good advice for dealing with this kind of stuff. And I hope that helps you out. That's your Monday School for today. Now, if you would like more Monday Schools, and you can consume them however you want, daily, weekly, whatever. We're putting a bunch of these up as a podcast. All you have to do is text a word.
Monday.
Yes!
Monday to 91979.
That's it.
That's Monday to 91979. Wally, what's that word?
Monday. And the surprise in Betty's voice is that she's surprised you haven't done it yet. Not that she just came up with it. So text the word Monday to 91979 if you'd like a little bit more Monday School. Betty's love of crime shows has me concerned, because I think that she's not learning how to protect herself, but rather how to set me up for a crime.
Oh, I for sure am.
It's a Gone Girl situation is what I'm thinking.
I'm glad I've got you right where I want you.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. You need someone in your life that will set you up for success, not failure.
Yeah, and that's exactly how I felt with CCU. I mean, I felt intimidated considering going back to school as an adult after being out for so long, but I was set up for success with CCU from my first conversation all the way to graduation. Most classes are only 5 weeks long, which means you can earn your degree and still have time to do whatever you want.
Yeah, 5-week classes, that's even good for people with like ADHD. Like for
Like
me,
you.
I know I needed short classes so I could focus when I went back to school because Betty Rock and I kind of lived the same life.
Find out more about how you can pursue your passion and find your calling with Colorado Christian University at online.ccu.edu. Colorado Christian University is a nonprofit impact partner.
In a broken world, stories with humor, heart, or hope are a nice change of pace.
There are some things money can't buy.
It's News-ish on The Wally Show.
So there's a dad named Brian, and he pulled Dad of the Year, or Girl Dad of the Year moment here. His daughter was graduating from high school, and he wanted to show her the gift that he had been working years on and videotaped it so he would get her reaction, and that reaction went viral. See, Brian presented his oldest daughter, Riley, with a gift bag, and it was a copy of the book, Dr. Seuss, Oh, the Places You'll Go. A lot of parents kind of do that as like a thing to inspire their kids and tell them they're sending them off into the world and they believe in them. But he had done, for the last 13 years of her life, is every year at the end of school year, he would go to the teachers and say, hey, will you sign something for Riley and say something nice, and then pass it around to everyone that may have come in contact with her. Janitors, lunchroom people. So every year he did this for 13 years, and he said, you know, it seems like the perfect book to do this with. The teachers and everybody all love doing it, and they'd pass it along. And so he gives it to her, and she bawls, and they have this great moment. And she says, I didn't actually expect to cry, but I started crying, and I needed to redo my makeup on the way to graduation. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
I know. She's like, it was just such a thoughtful gift. Now, had it been sitting in the front seat of a new car, that would have been great, too.
She didn't say that.
She thought that,
Oh,
but she
my
did not say
word.
that. But yeah, that's a really sweet gift. But here's the thing. He also has a younger daughter.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he either ruined the surprise or he's got to do the same thing for her.
He kind of has to, but if he didn't start it at the same time for his younger daughter,
that's
she's
awkward.
going to know, wait a minute. I like, because his younger
I'm not the
daughter's still like
favorite.
a teenager. So then I think the younger daughter's getting a new car.
Sibling
Honestly,
rivalry.
I think that's what he's going to have to actually do.
I wasn't even listening. I was listening to podcasts.
That's right. Everybody's got a podcast today. So do we. Hey, it's the Wally Show on Uplifting Way FM. It's our aftercast where we do stuff and we talk about life stuff that's not even on the show. So it's all unique, new material. If you like the show and you want to hear a little bit more long-form discussions about stuff, all you have to do is text the word or the letters TWS to 91979. And Betty had something we were talking about the other day in the aftercast. I'm like, oh, will you share this and will you recut this? I want people to hear it.
Yeah, I thought it would be a good idea for our potties, that's what we call the people that listen to our podcast, for them to get to know us on a more personal level. So I thought, let's pull some questions of good, like psychological questions so they can know us better. And the first one that I pulled was, if you received an envelope that you knew inside had your death day on it, would you want to know it? And it led us into this deep discussion where mine was more from the perspective of what I'm currently going through as a 39-year-old single girl with no kids. If I know that I'm going to die an early-ish age, I think I would get angry because
Okay, I get
I
this.
would
I see where you're
feel
going.
cheated.
Yeah, I see where you're going.
And I'm already basically there.
Yeah, I get that.
I feel cheated.
You feel cheated on
It's
the
something
first
that
half
I'm-
of your life.
Yeah,
and so
it's
then,
something that I'm constantly having to go to God about because it's like he missed my 20s. He missed my 30s practically. So now we're going into our 40s.
Right.
It's very frustrating, especially when you've prayed for something for 20 years.
Right.
And you keep seeing people that are 20 years younger than you getting what you want.
Right.
Like, whew, how do you deal with that? I don't know. But going back to death, when it comes from a single girl perspective, I don't think I want to know. But if I were married, I may want to know
Right.
because then I would want to spend as much time as possible with that person, knowing that there's an end
Right.
to it.
Right. There you go. I love that. I appreciate the honesty in that. That's what's so great about the Aftercast is like it's super honest and we talk about life stuff, you know?
So maybe you want to check it out. You can when you text the letters TWS, T for the, then Wally Show. Because sometimes I think people might be saying I'm saying a different letter.
Yeah.
TWS for the Wally Show to 91979. We'll send you a link.
I just sort of space out for about an hour, but it looks like I'm working.
Betty Rock has found a chink in my armor, it seems like. Hey, it's the Wally Show on Uplifting Way FM. And you'd like to challenge my job skills.
Yeah, I would, because I know that a lot of times while Wally does a lot behind the scenes, he does like to get on TikTok sometimes.
Sure.
And as the music is playing, him and Gavin both are doing things. And me too.
Yeah.
You know, we're working on other things.
Yeah.
But I thought it would be fun to pull some hooks of songs that we are currently playing or have played a lot in some months past and see who can name the artist and the name of the song.
Okay.
To see if you're actually paying attention to what it is you are working
To see
with.
if we know the song. So know that tune, okay? Yeah, because unfortunately, I've gotten worse about this. Old age plays a part in this.
No, don't play the old man card.
I am. I'm playing the old man card.
No.
Like, like specifics to me don't mean very much anymore. I'm like broad strokes
No,
now.
I know that this isn't true because you will remember in fine detail the things you want to remember.
Maybe. All right. So,
okay, we're gonna
name
play.
is your buzzer?
Name is your
Okay.
buzzer, and you. Well, I'm gonna keep a tally. Okay, so name the artist and the
Artist
song.
and the song. Oh man, I'm host. All right, you ready?
All right, ready.
Here we go. Song number 1. Oh, Gavin, Wally. I said Gavin. This is how bad I am at this.
man.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
funny.
Who I am in the eyes of the Father. Who I am is so set free. Who I am.
If you get it wrong, you're just
Do
giving
you,
more
like-
time to
I-
Gavin.
wait.
Yeah. Do you have this?
I
Come
did.
on.
I did. Oh wait.
3,
Wait.
2, 1.
I can
Gavin,
sing
go
it.
for it.
What are you talking
Gavin,
about?
go for it.
You went for it. This is Ben Fuller.
Yes.
And then the song.
It's not who I am
Who
though,
am
is
I?
it?
No. Who I am. I think it's Who I Am.
That
It's
is
who
correct.
I am. Okay, so I got who
Okay.
I am.
No,
And
you
you
didn't.
I did. I
you
said-
said "Who Am I," which is a Casting Crown song.
I
no.
sang it. Okay.
Song number 2. Name is your buzzer.
Gavin. I almost said Wally.
I know. See.
Okay. I think it's Consumed by Fire.
Oh.
Walking with Jesus.
I'm going to give that to you. Walk
Oh,
with
of course
Jesus.
you're gonna
Walk
give it to
with
him.
Jesus.
Walk with Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a gerund. Okay, hold on. I need to stop. I need to regroup.
You need a minute?
I need
you're
a
losing?
minute. Yes, because I'm losing. Yes. Anytime I start to lose, I need a minute. I'm that kid that took his ball and went home. Okay? So just give me a minute and I'll see if I can regroup in round 2 of Know Your Tune.
I just sort of space out for about an hour, but it looks like I'm working.
This is The Wally Show on Uplifting Way FM. So Betty Rock has levied an accusation that I might take to HR. I don't know. That I don't know my job very well and that I don't know the music because I'm not paying attention while I'm working.
Well, I will say you do your job very well. It's just when it comes to the songs that we play here on Way FM, you might have a slight gap.
I know parts of things now. Like, I don't know the whole thing. Like, I can sing you words, but then I'm like, oh, I can't tell you who that is.
Yeah.
And I'm actually like most people. Research shows that. So anyway.
Stop playing
It's
victim
true.
card. You're
Okay.
just like got this victim mentality, and it's only because Gavin is currently winning.
Let's
Okay.
keep playing.
So, Gavin, you could take it here. Yeah, look at his confidence, his swagger.
All right, name is your buzzer.
All right,
That
here we
means
go.
Wally. If you think you know,
Yeah.
what do you say?
I say Wally. And it's so funny. Betty always feels like she has to explain this. Every time we play this game or any game where name is your buzzer, she always explains it to the people. Like, your name is your buzzer. Now, what does that mean? If you think you know the answer,
Well.
you say your name. And I'm always like, Rock, we don't need to do that. First question out of the gate, I yelled Gavin.
And then I yelled Wally on the next one.
So I guess, Betty, you are right and
You're
you're good at your
welcome.
job. So here we go. Song number 3, Gavin in the lead 2-0, and it is...
Gavin.
Okay.
All right, Micah Tyler, I See Grace.
Man, Gavin in the lead,
Oh,
6-0.
Wait a minute. He also now is going to music meetings for the
That's also
company too.
But,
Yeah.
you know,
Do y'all play music though in there?
well, we prepped for this game, actually,
Yeah.
in that meeting.
Oh no.
Yeah, so he knows more songs because they're
Once
talking
again,
about these.
victim mentality.
I know.
I don't want to hear it.
It's
Do
rough.
better.
It's rough. All right,
Yeah, do
last
better.
one. Here we go.
When did he break his promise? We His kindness fail. Never has, and never will.
God is still the same. Oh.
When did he lose?
That's enough. Come
I
on.
know this
Okay,
one.
I mean, it's the name is My God Is Still the Same. I can't think of who sings this.
It's not Micah
Let's just-
Tyler.
No.
It's a band.
Yeah.
Wally, Consumed by Fire.
No, we had
Is it-
Consumed by Fire
is it
earlier.
Elevation Worship?
No, that is also
it's
incorrect.
not one of those.
It is Sanctus Real.
No,
Oh!
really?
Was I right about the name? My God is still
Yes,
the
my
same?
God is still the
Okay.
same. So,
Yeah, was I still right? Was I still better than Wally?
so all that is to say, Gavin in the lead with 7. He wins.
Wow.
Wally with a goose egg.
I got nothing. I got nothing. So maybe Rock, you're right. Maybe you should take this to HR and have me removed for being delinquent at my job. If you've ever asked for people at your church in a small group to pray for you, and you got those core group of people around you, but you're like, I need reinforcements on this one. Gonna have to call in an airstrike. Yeah, we have our podcast or our prayer wall for you, where you can actually post your prayer request, whatever's on your heart. You can do it anonymously. You can put your name in there. It doesn't matter. But when you do that, people will pray for you, which is so cool. And they will actually click a box that says, I just prayed for this. And you'll get a notification if you choose to do that. And it just reminds you that people are out there praying for you. Like this one, this person chose to be anonymous, but says, please pray for me to help control my depression, my migraine, severe anxiety attacks. They seem to control my mind and body. I've lost part of my heart and I feel so lonely. I am lost and I'm trying to understand and define myself. I just have have about everything someone could ask for in life and fail to see what's still most important. Please help me. I'm losing my faith. That's a place where sometimes you get to where you're like, I've got everything. Why am I still not happy? And until you settle that thing inside of you, they've always in Christian circles called it that God-shaped hole. Until you figure out who God is in your life and how he is in your life and how you interact with that and lean in that and trust that and have your faith grow. Yeah, it's no wonder that things fail to satisfy. I mean, that's Bible 101. The Bible is like, look, you're going to try a lot of things that aren't going to lead you to anything good. It's not going to satisfy you. But if you rest in me, Jesus, if you rest in me, I'm the vine, you're the branches. Like if you rest in me, you will find peace.
Yeah, but I think too what I love about the prayer wall is that it is a perfect outlet for those who are dealing with a mental illness.
Absolutely.
And so when it comes to depression, sometimes you feel a bit of shame in that where you shouldn't. But with the prayer wall, you can post anonymously if you would like and still get that prayer that you need and get those notifications on your phone saying, hey, somebody prayed for you. And that might just be what you need to help you get out of this. So you can check out the prayer wall when you text PRAY to 91979. That's PRAY to 91979.
Things you didn't know you needed to know today. It's News-ish with Gavin.
I would say that confrontation is not one of my strong suits, but I also don't think I'm a very passive-aggressive person either. But I did, for people who might not realize that they're passive-aggressive, I found a list of things that they say without realizing it, which is creating the passive-aggressive. So I want to...
I'm aggressive.
Yeah, you're you put the aggressive
in
in
aggressive.
passive. Yeah,
like I understand passive aggressiveness though, because I can be that way too.
Sure.
Like with certain people or certain scenarios, absolutely. So what does the list say are like passive aggressive sayings? Or
okay, so
phrases?
I'll say the phrasing and their reasoning for it. The first one was good for you. It's passive-aggressive if there's secretly resentment or envy behind it. And I think...
you got to say it like Christian
Yeah,
Bale.
yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Or kind of like girls do it. We're like, oh, I like that for you.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
I mean, they're judging you, saying,
I love
that's
that for
good.
you.
That was it. That was the tone right there.
But
yeah,
if
she's
it's something
so
where,
good at
like,
that.
oh, if someone stood up to someone, good for you. Like,
Yeah, it's different.
That's a way that I think it sounds good. But yeah, tone is a big one here.
Yeah.
The next one was this one I love. I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah, because that's not an apology.
Yeah.
That's you being
Try
able
again.
to pretend you're saying you're sorry and as like feel good about yourself. I said I'm sorry now. No, you're just saying I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah. It's blaming them for feeling a certain way.
Exactly. Yeah, I could see that one being passive aggressive.
Don't love that one. And then this last one was if you say so, it's dismissive and implies you really don't believe what they're saying.
Of course. But sometimes, honestly, that's the best thing to do. Like Zach, who used to produce the show, taught me years ago. Like he's like, you want to have a great relationship or get out of arguments, just say, you might be right. And I've implemented that in my marriage. My wife and I find ourselves debating more things now, like the fastest way to get somewhere or like things that truly do not matter. And like both of us have turned these into like hills to die on for some reason. We've escalated and we're Googling things, you know.
my word.
And like, so I've started implementing, you know, like when I say a statement, I know, you know, it's going to get to her or whatever, or that she might take, you know, issue with. I'll say it, but then I'll go, but you know what? You might be right. I could be totally wrong here. You might be right. And it's working.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, it's pretty ingenious. So, like, if you want to keep peace in your marriage and you can walk away from something, that would, not your marriage, but the argument, like, you might be right, might be the best advice you hear today.
Oh, electronic mail.
If you ever want to get a hold of me, it's very simple. Just Wally at wayfm.com. That is my email. That's the one all my friends have. And so if you want something to discuss, there's how you do it. This was from Elaine. She says, hey, Wally, I've been wondering your opinion about something that I've been hearing, and I've heard people comment on social media and even some preachers say that some Christian songs are not about God. If they do not mention God, the music is just worldly music. Now, that's a very conservative stance when it comes to Christian music. And I do understand that there's place to have that opinion. I don't share that opinion personally because you have to look at the person that's doing the music in totality. Yes, they could say, you are the light of my life, you know, but then you look at all the other lyrics and it's obvious that it's about God. And this is an artist that's a Christian artist. It's not a big leap to make the inference that this is a vertical worship song to God.
Right.
But, you know, I get some of the songs that are written could feel like they were a love song as well to a person.
You've even said that about Lauren Daigle's Thank God I Do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Because the title says it, and I guess she does in the chorus, but there's a lot of it where you were like, this could really be
about people in her life. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I actually think we need more songs that are not vertical but horizontal about God working amongst us and our relationships and how we can serve each other better, or you know, how our faith colors the things that we feel versus just straight up worship songs. And so I disagree with that. So I gave her some examples and things like that I feel when I responded to her. But then the biggest one, honestly, Book of Esther in the Bible, God felt it was pretty important to put it in there, correct? Doesn't mention God anywhere in it. So by the logic that people are assuming for Christian music, or that standard that they're holding them to, you would have to kick out the Book of Esther. And I don't think I would do that with the Lord personally, because he might be a little upset by that. So there you go. I hope that maybe if you've wondered about that, it maybe gives you a little bit of a different perspective on it, because I do think that I think that God uses things that aren't even intended to be about him for him.
Oh, for sure. I've heard
100%.
stories of how he has used bands that didn't glorify him, people that didn't glorify him, but he can use anything. I mean, he's God.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing. And that's when we start trying to put him into a box or label things. I think that's where we get kind of messed up. So there you go. That's her email. If you ever want to email me, it's just Wally at wayfm.com.
Where'd you hear that?
The internet.
And you believed it?
Yeah, they can't put anything on the internet that isn't true.
When we don't know what to do, we turn to you. Yes, you can Google things, but we like to Yougle things. People that actually have life experience with something. And I realize that this is going to be a tough Yougle It. Oh, this is the Wally Show on Uplifting Way FM, by the way. I know I'm going to be speaking to a niche type career, but I will tell you this. If you're like an IT person and you finally want someone to listen to what you have to say, this is right up your alley, okay? So MasterCard recently announced that they are doing some things with their security because it had been compromised. And they're giving you advice as to how to not have your information end up in the hands of a criminal. And their big thing was, we don't want your information on the dark web. The dark web, the dark web, the dark web. Okay, fine. I don't want my information on the dark web either. Where in the world is the dark web? And why are only criminals able to find it? And if we know that a dark web exists and people smarter than me know of it, why aren't they there stopping people on the dark web?
I'm glad you brought this up because recently I was watching this crime show.
Of course.
And they were talking about this guy that they were interviewing. He worked for the FBI and he strictly kept watch over the dark web. The dark web. So,
where is it?
So we already know bad things happen there. You're already looking. That is solely your job because there's so much badness that happens there that you have to dedicate a person's job to it. Well, then why does it exist?
And what happens if I Google dark web? Now, am I on the dark web?
I just did it too.
Oh, Gavin, don't, because now you're in trouble. And you did that on a company computer? Oh, I would not want to be you right now.
Oh, my word.
So, dark web, IT people, this is right up your alley. If you've studied, this is your Super Bowl right now. This is somebody that wants to know something in the form of information that you have that maybe at parties no one cares about. But me, I want to know it right now, and I want to know it all.
Not that he wants to get on it and look around.
No, I just want to know where it is so I can be prepared. I don't want to make a left turn and actually end up on the dark web by accident.
What if it's just darkweb.com?
We're all going to feel stupid if that's what it is. So 855-33-WAY-FM. Help us avoid the dark web. Help us find the dark web. I'm fascinated by this whole concept. 855-33-WAY-FM. If you're in IT, security stuff, this is your Super Bowl. Let's go. 855-33-WAY-FM.
Where'd you hear that?
The internet.
And you believed it?
Yeah, they can't put anything on the internet that isn't true.
The dark web is a place you don't want to go. I don't even know how to get there, but, MasterCard is like, hey, keep your information off the dark web. Great, I would love to do that. How? So that's what we're Yugling here on the Wally Show on Uplifting Way FM. So, Stuart, do you have a background in IT?
No, I did not.
Okay, but do you know where the dark web is? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't understand the whole concept of the dark web.
You gotta get an app, and you have to go on these websites that are called Onion Link.
Wait, Onion Link?
Yeah, Onion Link.
Where do you find those?
You find them on this app called. You get like a virtual private network.
I'm sorry, I just bleeped that out because I don't want people to actually go find this app and be on the dark web.
Well, it sounds super complicated. Have you gone on the dark web yourself?
Yeah, in the past.
What were you doing there, Stuart? Just out of curiosity. No, don't incriminate yourself. But
I used to be a drug addict, but Jesus delivered me from that. So.
Okay, all right. I didn't know that drug addicts spent time on the dark web. Oh, because were you stealing stuff like information so you could fund your habit?
We're trying to purchase drugs.
Okay.
On there.
Oh, you can do that there. Jeez.
Okay, well, I did not know that either. I guess you don't want that on Google, so the dark web is your place.
Wait, were the police able to catch up with you because you were on the dark web?
No, they weren't.
Well, you know what? Regardless of all that, I'm glad that you got your life sorted out and that you found Jesus. Like, that's a great twist to this story. We need a dark web church.
Wait, what?
A church that's on the dark web. Every church with a streaming thing, every church that streams their service on Sunday should just blow up the dark web streaming their church services. That'd be kind of great.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Bring Jesus into a dark place.
That's right. And they got a whole metaphor working there, darkness and light. It works on so many levels. Well, Stuart, we appreciate you Yugling this today with us. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.
Uplifting Way FM. This is The Rock Report with Betty Rock.
These These days, I feel like most movies released in theaters are just prequels or sequels to a movie series.
Definitely feels like we can't create anything new.
Exactly. Sometimes those can be bad. You think of Dumb and Dumber 2 or Terminator 3.
Yeah, Terminator, anything that wasn't one.
Jaws 2 and so on.
Yeah.
But there are times where sequels get it right.
Okay, well, I'd love to hear them because I'm not a fan of most sequels.
Well, I found a list of what's considered the best film sequels in the past 20 years, and I think you and Gavin will agree with this list, though I noticed that a lot of them are action films and like
I hope one of them is
superhero type stuff.
I hope one of them is the last Jurassic Park movie.
Oh, that was the
so
absolute
good.
worst
It was not
movie
bad.
So good.
ever.
Yeah, I did like that. Okay, go.
John Wick Chapter 4.
Oh,
I
no.
mean,
No.
Literal
what are you talking about?
chapters?
Horrible.
No.
Yes.
Oh, that was awesome.
It was so violent, and it was so unnecessarily
I
violent.
don't recommend it to kids.
No. I don't recommend it to anyone with a brain.
Also, where can you go from here?
You can't. Like
That's the point.
No, because
is
there
no
will be
point.
5, and
Yeah.
it's pointless.
It's the same as Fast and the Furious. It keeps
Yes,
going.
100%.
What
No.
more can we cover?
Let him keep being awesome.
No.
Another considered great one is Mission Impossible Fallout.
Those are continuously good, though. They stretch the imagination of like what is possible for a 60-year-old Tom Cruise to achieve.
I like them, but they all start to blend together.
Oh, yeah.
Like I cannot tell you
That's the thing.
the difference between them. So, but I will go see them. You know,
Avatar: The Way of Water.
That was
not bad.
It wasn't bad, and they didn't just hop right onto it. It took 15 plus years for them to make the second one, and it was beautiful.
I liked the second one better than the first one,
Yeah,
to
I
be
did
honest
too.
with you. I was really surprised that I liked that. I didn't even get through the whole first one. And the second one, I was like, what's going to happen in the next 3.5 hours? I'm just all like, I can't wait.
And then finally, another one that made the list was Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, the new
Okay.
is that the new one?
No. So that was the second movie. There was a trilogy about a certain character that happened a while
Here's
back.
my favorite part of all of this right now.
Stop
Okay,
it.
right now, Gavin was a film studies major, and his dad has no idea what he paid for.
Yep.
Now, right now, you are just showing your dad. Look at this, Dad. Look what you paid
He
for. I
knows
got
in
this.
chronological
Yes,
order.
I do.
How
The Planet of the Apes.
series goes.
Worth every penny, Pops.
Why are we wasting our time with these old people anyway?
Did you just call me old?
It is stumping time. That's what we try to do here on the Wally Show on Uplifting Way FM, and that's stump each other with the ages of different well-known celebrities or personalities, and you can win a prize. You just have to follow along, and when we reveal the actual age, write that number down, and then add all 3 of them together, get the right number if you do your mathing right, and you can win a prize. So with that said, who wants to be first today?
It looks like Wally does. Wally.
All right,
Wally.
you know what? Usually you like me to go first, so we'll do that. You earlier in the show had mentioned Dumb and Dumber, and I thought,
I was looking at you.
I thought you were talking about the movie. Jeff Daniels. How old is Mr. Jeff Daniels?
He's older.
Is he?
Yeah. Like your age.
Okay. That hurt. All right, so let's get it down. You got your answers?
Yeah.
Let's start with you, Gavin.
Okay, I'm going to go 63.
I'm not 63. I'm 50. Wait, what am I? Nuts.
You're proving my point.
I'm 55. I'll be 56. Okay. Betty?
I said 57, so I went a little bit younger.
All right. Well, one of you is obviously closer, and that would be young Gavin.
Dadgummit.
He is 69
I
years
thought he was
old.
69?
older
Yeah,
than that.
that's a big hit for Betty Lou right out of the gate.
Oh, loser.
Yeah, I mean, he's still
I
acting.
can't be a winner every time, guys. Sorry. to
She has
disappoint.
won this game before with like 1 or no points because we tried to do golf scores.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get the lowest points. So right now I have 0 because that was mine. Gavin has 6 points. Betty has 12 points working against her. We have their round to go next and then your round. So we'll see if they can hold out, if Betty's totally mathematically out of this or not. And we'll do round 2 of Famous Ages in 10 minutes here on The Wally Show. So we already had my first one. Betty's losing right now at 12 points. You want to go next to see if you can regain this?
Sure.
You want to go Okay, so put your person up, and Gavin and I will try to guess how old they are.
All right, I'm going with Anthony Hopkins.
Nuts. Oh, man. Okay. An older actor, obviously. A great actor. When people get old, there's a certain point I think they're all the same age. once you get like super gray and you lose your hair and you've been around for a while, don't look at me. Do not look at me.
It's that like retirement home
You put
feel.
yourself there.
I know.
You painted yourself into a corner.
All right, I've got my guess. I think I might actually be low. Gavin?
All right, I went with 89. I think that guy is ancient.
I also went with 89.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, how old is Mr. Anthony Hopkins? Sir Anthony Hopkins. She's smiling.
Hopkins.
I almost went with 91.
I think he's like 95 probably.
Anthony Hopkins is a mere young spring chicken
Do
at
not put a
86.
7. Oh, okay.
Good. Okay, so I could actually win this thing today. All right, so
You're in a great place.
I am in a great place coming to the end, but I always fold. Okay, so remember to write down 86 because that's an important number for you. All right, so right now, Betty at 12, Gavin at 9, me at 3. I'm in a good place, but I could mess it up. Gavin, go.
Okay, I went with the GOAT of basketball.
No.
Which is debatable to people. I went with Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay. This is where I can't do math fast enough to figure out, okay, I was watching him when I was this. Oh, boy.
Write it down. Hurry. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, I got it. What did you
go.
say? I think I'm going to be high. I said 58.
Okay, I went with 54.
All right.
Okay.
How old is he, Gavin?
Michael Jordan.
Yes.
It's surprised me. He's 61 years old.
I could have just won.
I think you did.
dang.
I think I just won.
You didn't get a high enough number for me to.
Yeah. So Betty Rock out of it with 19 points. A humiliating defeat. Gavin with 9 points. Wally low score 6 points. I won. I never win this game. Oh, that feels so good. Okay, so now if you wrote down Anthony Hopkins at 86, Michael Jordan at 61, add those to the first person that we did in segment 1, their age, and you can win a prize right now. So here's the other number you need. 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM if you want to play Famous Ages with us for a prize now.
Why are we wasting our time with these old people anyway?
Did you just call me old?
All right, it is your moment to shine, Julie, on Famous Ages here on The Wally Show on Uplifting Way FM. So you heard all the people that we put up to stump each other with their actual age, these celebrities, and we gave you their real age. So did you make the math happen? What'd you come up with?
I did. I came up with 216.
216 is absolutely right. Nicely done. Okay, now was there anybody on this list of Jeff Daniels, Michael Jordan, or Anthony Hopkins that surprised you with their age?
Well, my son is a big basketball nut, and I was actually surprised by Michael Jordan. In my mind, he's always this young guy, and I know I've seen him on commercials, and he's gotten older, as have I and you. But it did surprise me at 61.
Thought he was around my age. I went lower than he was, and so I feel better about that because I'm going to be 56. I think he might still be in a little bit better shape than me.
Oh, just by a hair.
I think maybe. Not in our prime, though. In our prime, I think I could have hung with him, but now I've let myself go a little. Now, what we like to do with you, Julie, is try and figure out your age. You mentioned you had a son. He likes to watch basketball.
So let me ask you this one leading question. This will just give us one little hint. Julie, what was your first car growing up?
A Toyota Celica.
Toyota Celica. Okay, that doesn't really date it very much.
Do they even make those anymore?
Yeah, I think so.
So it must be older because she's not even sure.
I think I have her because I had a Toyota
I know what year
Corolla.
it is, but you know what sold me on the car? It sold me. I'm gonna give you a little hint here. The car had flip-up headlights.
Yeah, it did. Okay, I got you.
Oh my goodness!
I got you.
Okay, so you got to be around Wally's age or older.
I got you. Because I wanted the Toyota Supra, which also had flip-up headlights, but that was way more money than the Celica.
Was that considered really cool back then to have flip-up headlights?
Oh, yeah.
What if one got stuck?
Yeah.
It would, and you'd look like you were winking at people. Okay, what is your guess?
I'm gonna go with 61.
Oh, older than me.
Yeah.
Because the Celica with the flip-up headlights came out after the cars that I liked a little bit, and so I'm gonna put her right around my age. I'm gonna put her at 57.
Which of us is right, Julie?
Oh, neither of you, actually. I'm about 10 years younger than Wally said.
What?
I'm 47.
You're 47. Oh my gosh! Well, you carry yourself with such distinction. A lady of wisdom. Well, we appreciate you, Julie, being on the show with us, and we have a lovely prize for you just for playing Famous Ages.
Thank you, guys. You have a wonderful day.
uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show, and we constantly have different things going on to help you grow in your faith. That's a big part of what we do here because it's important, and so we try to have things that you can do easily to do that.
Exactly, and that's why we have the 7-day reset. If you didn't realize it, we are halfway through this year, which is hard to imagine.
Flown by.
And maybe you've felt like, man, I need a reset. Like you want to end the year strong. And I think as Christians, we want to end the year strong, knowing that we've put God first in our lives. That's why we've done the 7-day reset. So you're asking, well, what does that mean? We're just asking you to commit to 2 specific things. First, listen exclusively to Way FM in your car for 7 days, okay? You can listen in your car, on the mobile app, or through wayfm.com. And then you need to join the world's biggest small group 7-day reset study, and that's going to be going through the book of Ephesians. So all you have to do both of these things is you text the word day to 91979. And I think, and Wally, I think you'll agree with me, when you are listening exclusively to Christian music and you're spending time in God's Word, you start noticing a difference in your character and the way you handle people and the way
you see things,
yeah,
too.
the way you talk, the way you speak, all of those things. And maybe you're thinking, man, I could use this reset. It's so simple. Just text day to 91979.
Yeah, we tried to make it very low impact for you. I mean, how easy is listening to the radio? Super easy. You do it anyway. Mm-hmm. And then just followed up with a little 7-day reset Bible study, just a little bit of time in the morning, good to go. And so again, like Betty Rock said, it's very easy.
Day to 91979. Well, that's the end, but it doesn't have to be. Check out our Aftercast. It's new stuff you didn't hear in the podcast. Be sure to rate us on iTunes as well as connect with us on social media. Just search Wally Show. And if you'd like to join our Facebook group made exclusively for you potties, the link is in the description of this podcast. Thanks to Colorado Christian University Online for supporting what we do.